We're vetting buildings for the first time in the darkness, looking for people that we can assist. Hard hat for unknown areas, and particularly low areas, for head security, as well as if I was to be struck by someone who I didn't know was there, and I thought that I may be someone trying to get them. Well, it gives a bit of security and a chance to talk. Something of a Christmas dinner for a meal for those that we know come through the centre or in contact that don't have a Christmas to or a family to go to.
Is it bad?
Yeah, bit rough.
What's the bad part about living on the streets?
Just sleeping wherever you can sleep. Yeah, taking the risk whether you're going to get knifed or not, things like that.
Have you ever had a knife? Whereabouts do you sleep? What are the sorts of places you get some sleep?
Don't know, squats everywhere, you know, wherever you can find.
What would you say is the worst thing about living on the street?
Getting bashed. Yeah, waking up with someone booting India.
How did you come to be living here?
Me? I don't know, out of home. Yeah, out of home. Yeah, couldn't handle home.
Do your folks know where you are?
Sort of.
Do you think it troubles them that you live on the streets?
No, not really. I don't think so. I could, but I don't know. I don't talk to them.
Would you advise somebody else to run away from home and live in the same situation as you are?
Not really.
Why not?
I don't know. It's a hassle. No money, no nothing.
What about
So, come up here,
and whereabouts do you live here?
on the streets.
What's his name? Drinkwater, Stephen Drinkwater. First grade Lakes player, big man. Hit the little bloke.
I'm 12 years of age. Quite young in terms of age to be out of a home.
What are some of the dangers of peer pressure?
Well, certainly drug addiction, or not drug addiction, but being brought into a drug life of taking drugs and alcohol, then get into the moral danger situation of sex and other relationships.
Is there a child prostitution racket, do you think, here in Newcastle and the Hunter?
Yes, I'm convinced from my own experience that children in their early teens are involved in this in the Newcastle area.
What happened?
My mother wouldn't appreciate this. Please don't take it.
Captain Hindle often comes across men who turn to the savage bottle as their only friend.
We're all the best. Yeah. Okay. Good. See you later.
What was it like when you were living there?
Rotten, stinking.
How long were you there for?
A couple of months.
You all right? Yourself? Christmas? Where will you spend Christmas? Sydney. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Do you think they'd have you back now?
Nah.
Do they know where you live?
Yeah.
What's their opinion of your living on the streets?
Mum doesn't care. Stepdad doesn't worry very much either.
Do you ever get lonely?
Oh, sometimes.
What do you do then?
Just wander around. For Christmas.
And what sort of day do you think you'll have there?
Oh, a pretty good day.
Do you think you'll be back on the streets afterwards though?
Yeah,
Why won't you stay at home after Christmas?
she won't let me.
Right, Chris, yeah? What about you? Where do you live?
You got a light beam on that light?
Me, I've just got myself into a flat after about 4 years living on the streets of Newcastle and in Sydney around King's Cross, sleeping in squats, houses, friends' places, bumming off the streets.
What about you, Bob?
General hassles all the time.
You must have seen quite a bit of life during those 4 years.
Yeah, I think I've seen as much as I could see in the 4 years that I have. I've seen people OD with drugs, and I've seen friends die in front of me. I've had just really close friends that I grew close to die in front of me. And I came close to dying myself, but it woke me up to myself, and it sorted myself out that I'd get my life together, and it just happened slowly. Finally got a flat and saving up a bit of money, working part-time. It's great.
How did you manage to get out?
What's his name?
Germany this weekend, and I've been very proud to have taken them to Nobbies, but who's going to speak? Tom? Some guests from Germany this weekend, and I've been very proud to have taken them to
Or some of them might have used the gear on it. We've been swapping gear all day.
What we find is we get a broader demographic.
The trial horse for the frigates, but at the same time, the other Newcastle companies of Gninins, Varleys and Orco will undoubtedly have a lot of spin-off work out of that project.
So you don't think it's all pessimism for the consortium that didn't get the running?
No, on the contrary. I mean, both consortiums recognised that whoever won, it was good for Newcastle and they would benefit from. Had it been the other way around, there's no doubt that Carringtons would have benefited. The fact that Warship Systems have won it means that Gavenge, so Varleys, Orco and Gninins will clearly get work out of that project. And so, yeah, we're winners all round winners in Newcastle.
Now, we didn't win the submarine contract. Was that...
quite a fall, isn't it?
well, there's no fish to catch now. No, you know, we used to catch beautiful mullet and bream before that and flathead. Now there's nothing. Not worthwhile going out in a boat.
The November balance of payments figures showed a significant increase in exports, and much of that was attributable to wool. Australian Wool Corporation Chairman David Asimus has welcomed the industry's regained status as the nation's #1 export earner, particularly as it will come in the bicentennial year. And while operating at such dizzy heights must eventually lead to a downturn, Mr Asimus says it won't happen for a few years yet.
But certainly in the short run, the wool market's soundly based, and I would expect to see it move confidently into next year. And further out, I think it's a bit early to make firm projections, but certainly in the long term, the wool industry is soundly based. It's always been cyclical. We're in a fashion business. We're a victim of the economic cycle, but we can ride through those troughs, I believe, and continue to position ourselves in a way that will ensure the future of the industry.
The AWC believes the industry will be ready when the pendulum swings against it, as it's built confidence and loyalty from customers and manufacturers.
And probably why the Australian wool industry is so successful is it's got its act together in a total mix of funding options. We can support the market so we can make sure that all the levels that the growers get are consistent and we get price stability in Australian dollar terms. We've got funding for research, and then we've also got to be looking at the consumer demand, and that's where it's operated through the IWS internationally.
We believe they left the club shortly before the incident occurred out here. They men about 25 years of age, all solid build, one with dark curly hair and possibly with an injury to his hand, and his associates, one was a little bit taller and one a little bit shorter. They were all average height about 6 foot, I suppose. And we've got very sketchy descriptions at this stage.
If it was your son, you'd want us to do the same thing. Eh?
presents an incredible motion picture adventure. Benji, the Hunted.
I've got one here that checked through it.
3 people and it's dangerous, okay? People have had their heads split open by throwing things in a theatre, okay? So move it.
Who wants you?
Problem with letting other people know how much afternoon and we were required to appear in the Industrial Commission. Some form of catch. There was no movement on the guideline committee, and then we'll have in that fashion they accepted both the attendance.
Playing with the Newcastle boys, they've got to put up with myself as captain of the team, and Steve Rickson is the other city player coming up to assist with Newcastle. The players playing with Gosford, who Steve Smith will captain the side, Steve Small, Mark Waugh and Mark Taylor. So they've got pretty good support, the Gosford boys. As a result, or not directly due to these matches, but there's about 70 or over 70 now playing club cricket in Sydney that we've played against in these country matches. 2 or 3 have gone on and played the odd Shield match here and there. Greg Geese is certainly one from this area that comes to mind. But it does give them good experience, and they're not all, those players are not all down there playing first-class cricket, first grade cricket. Some are playing minor grades, but it does give them the opportunity. The boys keep their eyes out, and if any player appeals to them, they opt to have them down playing for their club.
Being recognised in the dedication of this park in recognition of his cottage up on the highway, Port Street. Later we can go on